Good morning, welcome back to my channel. My name is Derek, and if you've been following my videos, you'll know that I have the GTO sitting here. I got it in the garage because what I'm about to do is I got a brand new transmission, and we're going to install the transmission and hope that that resolves the issue and get more footage of the GTO. This is an issue I've been fighting for quite some time now, going through different suggestions from different people. So my only alternative was put a brand new transmission in it. It's a high performance transmission, and we're gonna see if that's gonna resolve the issue. Hopefully that resolves the issue. I'm not gonna record through the entire transmission process because it's gonna be a long process, and I'm pretty sure you guys don't want to stick through to that. So what I'll do is get some snippets of when I started and what we do up underneath, and when I get it in there, and of course the test drive afterwards. All right, here we go. Okay, I'm back. I got the transmission in. As you can see, here's the old one that just came out. And I put the new caps from the other one in, but this transmission here is the old one, and it's going in my truck. And it's going in my truck, so the transmission went in good. The only issue we had is I broke the arm to my shifter accidentally. And I got some JB weld on it now that I'm trying to wait for it to cure, so I haven't tested out the transmission. I got to put some more JB weld on it, but I'll get up under here and show you the transmission and the piece that I broke. I'm not sure if you can see it or not, but right here is the shifter arm that I broke, and I put some JB weld on it. I need to put some more on it just to let it cure. And if you see, the transmission is in there. What I'm doing now is I'm changing my oil, so I'm draining the oil. I haven't put any oil in the actual I haven't put any transmission fluid in it yet. But I gotta change the oil in the filter and then add the transmission fluid. I'm gonna put some more JB weld on the shifter linkage. Let me see if I can get the light on it so you can see it. But that's the linkage right there. And if you can see, got the JB weld on it. I need to put some more on it. But that's the part that I broke off accidentally. And so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna finish changing the oil in it. And I gotta put the transmission cooler on it. I have one on it now, but I'm going with a bigger transmission cooler with a fan on it. So I'm gonna get that put on. If I have enough room in the front, I'm not sure. But I'm gonna try to do that tonight or maybe tomorrow night. I don't know, it depends. So, but yep, so the transmission went in fairly easy. And it would have been up and going if I didn't break the shifter arm. So, and because this being a GTO, the shifters are hard to find. So tonight I'm gonna look and see if I can find one just in case the JB weld doesn't hold. So, but let me go ahead and mix up some more JB weld and see if I can get some more on there. I'm gonna see if I can get a better vision of it right there. I put the JB weld on it. I put that little piece of metal that I'm gonna completely cover in JB weld. Hopefully it'll hold it. So, all right, let me go. Let me get this welded up. JB welded up and finish changing the oil. All right, so I just took off my old transmission cooler. You can see it's a little small one, and I'm replacing it with a bigger one. There you go. And I'm replacing it with this one. You can see the size difference. So this should help me, hopefully, help keep the transmission running cooler. Just like I said before, I never had any issues with it running hot, transmission running hot before. So, and it's just gonna go right down here on the radiator while I pull the other one out. So, alrighty. Okay, just finished installing the transmission cooler that I just shown you earlier. Put it right there. This one is significantly bigger than the other one, so just finished putting it there. And if you look over here, there's a fan that's supposed to go with it. I'm not gonna put the fan on because my last transmission cooler that was a lot smaller didn't overheat, so I don't expect this one to overheat. But if it does overheat, then I'll just come back and I'll put the fan on it. But just like I said, this one is a lot larger, and it's not gonna it didn't overheat before, and this cooler here is a lot larger, so I'm just gonna go without it. And I know I gotta clip the ends off of these, but I'm just gonna leave it on for now just in case I have to pull it a little bit tighter. So, but other than that, transmission cooler is installed, and I'm about to go ahead and button everything else up on it. This is day number 2 with the transmission install. Let me give you a little rundown on why it's day number 2 and not still day number 1. Okay, I'm back out here again. When I put the transmission in, the lines were leaking. The lines that goes to the transmission cooler, they were leaking, and my thoughts is it was leaking because when we took the transmission out, we had to lower it a little bit to get to the lines, and I think I lowered it a little too much, and it pulled on the lines, and it pulled the hose out of the fittings a little bit. Now I have AN braided hoses and then AN fittings on it, but I think it pulled on it a little too much. So I tried tightening it up, tried putting the fitting back on, and it still leaked. So what I ended up doing is ordering some more lines, some more fittings, and I'm going to change that, put the lines on tonight and see if that helps out. So that's what I'm in the process of doing now, and I'll get up under the car and show you once I lower the transmission again and get the lights on. All right, see, I got the braided transmission lines up in there, the AN fittings, and on this transmission, just like I said, I mean, it shouldn't have leaked, but we lowered it a little too much, so that's what I'm having to replace. So I got to lower the transmission a little bit just to get to it. I already got the mount off the back of the transmission, so I can get to it, and I'm gonna pull the lines off. So that's what I'm about to do now, and once I get the lines off, I'll show you the lines once I get them out, and when I put the fittings on the new lines. All right, I got the transmission lines out, as you see. I pulled them out completely. I'm gonna lay the new line right beside it because I want to make sure it's about the same length. Actually needs to be a little bit longer, but it'll be okay if it's the same length. And this is my new line, as well as the fittings. And I got some extra fittings in here. I don't need them right now, but it's good to have extra fittings. And the line that I have before is stainless steel. I have nylon braided on this one, so it should be easier on my hands. I wouldn't cut myself up as much. All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and stretch this out, and I'll pick up the video with me putting the fittings on the end of the line. All right, this is the end of the hose. I just cut, so I'm about to put the fittings on. I got my vise right here, so I'm gonna stick one end in the vise. And let me see, I need 2 hands for this, so hold on. Okay, got it in the vise, and I'm just pulling the tape off the end now. Getting ready to put the fitting on the end. Got the fitting right here. And I'm just taking the fitting apart. This is the end that goes on the actual hose. So I'm gonna bring it over here and just screw it on there, and it should go right on. Look in there, it's not all the way in yet. So I'm gonna take it and turn it some more. And this is all you gotta do to turn it in, to get it on there, just twist it in there. All right, I got the hose end on there. I don't know if you can see it on there because it's black and the hose is black, but I got it in there flush, and I used the wrench just to help me get it back on there. So, and that should be it for this end. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other hose. All right, just finished getting the fitting on the second line. So what I'm about to do now is just go ahead and run them back through the car and get ready to put them onto the transmission. Okay, I had a little setback. This fittings that I was gonna put on there, these aren't like Russell fittings. And what happened was when this end tightened up, it caused this part here to rotate around, and it was kinking my hose up. And every time I tried, it would not do anything. It was something with the end of this. Every time it tightens up, this whole thing rotates. So I ended up taking the lines back off, and I put the original Russell ends back on. And what I did was on these ends, on this hose, they were 45 degrees. So I decided to do the 90-degree ones to see if it'll help out any. So I'm back at it again. So I'm gonna try to put them back into the car, onto the transmission now, and see if it works out. Okay, I just finished hooking the transmission lines up. I got them to the transmission cooler. And they're up under the car, and I have the 90s on it, and it worked out pretty well. All right, I'm getting ready to start it up to see if my transmission lines are gonna leak or not. Okay, so I don't see any leaks. It looked like I probably got the lines fixed. With it being kind of late, I'm just gonna go ahead and wrap this up tomorrow. Take it down and run it through the gears and put more transmission fluid in it. All right, well, tomorrow I'll get everything ready and be on the lookout for the test drive. Okay, I'm about to go on my first test ride in the GTO with the new transmission. And I'm not gonna get down on it or anything right now. I'm just gonna drive it and just make sure everything's shifting like it's supposed to. All right, seems to be shifting pretty good. There we go. It just hit lockup. So it is going into lockup. Seems to be shifting like it's supposed to. I'm gonna actually shift it out when I get up here, because I just want to see. I knew how my last transmission hit in going from 1 to 2, so I'm just going to see how this one does. I know I said I wasn't going to get down on it. I just got down on it, and it seems to be doing the same exact thing as my last transmission did, which is not good. I'm really disappointed. I just paid all this money for this transmission, and it seems like the transmission is not my issue. Back to the drawing board.